Hello and welcome to the channel. I am ThatRoni and today we're gonna prep the popcorn because Ren released another episode of Sick Boy. And since I have neglected to do a proper reaction for the first chapter, we're gonna watch both. So what do you say, shall we?
Have you ever heard the story of Prometheus? Let me start somewhere near the end. After the Great Collapse, the sick were rounded up like rabid stray dogs. Those who were strong enough were put to work in subterranean farms. First, they would be stripped of all dignity afforded to a human. Then, their bodies would be decontaminated and purged of the stench from the surface. In order to create an effective cog, you must first bleed out of all autonomy and free will. He or she must stop being human and become a limb. Those who were deemed too sick for work were discarded. To keep them alive would only further drain the earth of vital resources. It was a kindness to let them die. For years, this is how the program would run. But, like many systems that came before it, it was at the mercy of chaos theory. Chaos theory is often misunderstood. It is an oxymoron, a determined element of chaos, one that can send a whole system spiraling into mayhem. There was a prophecy. It told of a genetic anomaly, a human girl whose DNA harbored immunity to the virus, a blueprint for the future. For decades, the humans searched, setting up a global infrastructure of testing facilities in vain. With time, the candle of hope burnt down to a blackened wick. Whispers of the prophecy could still be caught traveling on the wind between members of the sick. Rivaling factions saw it as nothing but a dying superstition. Others clung to it like an amulet of hope. The rich and the elite, of course, used it as a method of control. Desperation is a powerful drug. Above fear, above loyalty to the party, the Dominion understood this and used it to their advantage. If you strip man of his basic needs, with enough time, he becomes a beast. Without shame and without morality. Primal. How ironic that the creations and brilliance of man should reduce him to his primal state. I guess with time, everything returns to source. While it was still part of protocol to test every subject for immunity to the virus, the outcome was predictable. There was no suspense. Any hope that testing would bear fruit died years ago. That is until we introduce chaos theory.
Okay, first of all, I watched it before, but now on second watch I can pick up different things, which is It's fun. I love that when you watch something that is so cinematic and smart, you kinda, every watch you discover other things. Like the first watch, I remember that I was mostly in tune with the visuals that were like watching a movie. And I didn't even pay attention to the music. Now I paid attention more to the story and the music, more the audio part of it. And it's a beautiful connection between the story of Prometheus, where he steals the fire, the spark of fire, and gives it to humans, and he gets punished for it because Zeus wanted, if I'm not mistaken, he wanted to keep us humans kind of primal, kind of in need of constant help, so we will be submissive. And that's kind of my take on it, trying to look at it from Ren's point of view, keeping people submissive, which is something that the video tells us, this world where people are used as cattle, basically, and treated like cattle, and being reduced to our primal state, this animalistic survival mode, because everything is stripped down. Which, what a grim future, man. What a grim future. But I like this cycle of we got so advanced that we end up being reduced into the source. They mentioned the source. It's terrible. I'm smiling because it's made so well, but it's a terrible story. And when you see this story of this girl who is immune to whatever virus that's going on in the world, you're really getting intrigued to see, okay, what's gonna happen on a second episode. And this is so smart and so cool that Ren does, that he's not just creating music, he is creating stories with music, he's creating visual stories. He's always been like that since Hi Ren, which was my very first reaction to him. Then when I saw The Tale of Jenny and Screech, that was freaking bananas. And just every single video that I watch, he tells a specific story. And this one, I think this is the first time he's doing like a series, a web series. And I just can't wait for Netflix to pick up and say, hey Ren, let's do something together. I bet it's gonna be like Black Mirror meets, I don't know, Game of Thrones, I don't know. But anyway, let's continue and jump into Pandora's box.
You really got people working, huh? You don't look all that special. You look weak. Eat. You know, it gets a little lonely in here. No one to talk to. Well, we deal with animals like you all the time. Eat up, princess. Wakey, wakey! I got your food. Sure hope this doesn't make you any more sick. Should have brought you some water. You know, you could really hurt someone with this. You should be careful.
speaking. We are experiencing some choppy air and turbulence. The seatbelt sign will be on. Please remain in your seat for your safety. Thank you.
You're worth all of this effort. Better be right about you.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Wow. I can't wait for episode 3. Oh, man. I felt like I watched a TV show and I think I forgot to blink for like the entirety of the thing. The POV. I freaking love that. The POV, that we're not just seeing what she's seeing, but we're also getting into her mind when she's, I don't know if it was a dream state or trance. It felt like a nightmare. This demon-like character that keeps on hunting her and then holds the baby, and she just gets pulled away. She has no power, and that's how it felt like. She has no power, no control, even over her mind, which is scary. And then that moment where she's being rescued, but is she really being rescued? Because he's covering her head. The sound design on that is phenomenal. I got so into it. There was some sort of layer of humming that made me feel almost like the terror that she feels, this uncertainty, this terror. I have nothing to do, like I can't escape from it. And I love that. And then the heartbeats and the explosions, like it felt like I'm in her head. So kudos for that. And holy hell, holy hell, holy hell, Ren did it again. Tells a story. I really look forward to episode 3. I'm looking forward to binge watch the schmizzle out of that show because that was freaking beautiful. Anyway, guys, I need to process all of this and I feel like I want to create something of my own now. Which I love, but I'm like, when? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please go visit his channel, support him, go watch his things. It's freaking phenomenal. If you don't know him, go get acquainted with his stuff. He's just a world phenomena, this guy. I freaking admire his talent and his skills, and every single time, like if it was even possible, gets better. I'm jealous, but in a good way. Thank you guys for watching. Patrons, you guys have been a teddy bear hug with the softest freaking fur on the planet, okay? Thank you so much for that support. And thank you, subscribers, likers, dislikers, commenters, shares, people show up and say hi. Thank you all so very much. And I guess I'll see you on the next one.